All right, guys, I'm here in bear camp with Chuke. We are in Kachemak Bay, across the bay from Homer, doing a little bear hunting and a little squatching. And you know, we had something kind of weird happen the other morning. I think it was our third morning here.
I think it was. I think it was our first morning.
Was it the first? I
It
don't know.
was. It
It's
was
all running together.
Monday morning.
But so we're laying in our tents. We're both asleep, or we were awake, but you know, we hadn't gotten out of bed yet. We were
6 a.m.
yeah. And we hear something fly over our tents. And it was such a strange sound. And I remember, like, when I heard it, and I was like, man, I hope Chuke heard that, because he's not going to believe me when I tell him. And after we got up and started making breakfast, I asked him, I said, did you hear that weird thing fly over us this morning? And he said, you mean the UFO? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. It was like a science fiction buzzing, humming sound, and it over our tents. Not too high up. I mean, there's a tree. What you think that tree's maybe 25 feet tall?
Yeah.
And it was probably right around the top of that tree, and it just very quickly just flew over our tents.
It was gone.
And was gone. And of course, I didn't have time. I wish I had tried now, but at the time, I'm like, there's no, because I'd have to undo my bug flap, then undo my rain fly, and then by the time I rolled out, it was long gone, because it was just maybe 5 or 6 seconds of just it just puttered over us. But
And remember what you described it as?
it almost sounded like some kind of science fiction craft from like the Jetsons or something. Just
Yeah.
little.
And I've done a lot of hunting, duck hunting. Now, a male mallard can fly like 50 miles an hour faster, and they do a whistling sound, but this was nothing like that. Like it, I could almost hear crackling energy. The first thing I thought was, whoa, a jet just flew right over our tent. But then I was like, wow, that was smaller, and no jet makes that kind of sound, because it was like, and then it was just, you've heard it going into the, going farther and fading away. But it sounded like ionized air crackling, and just like an energy electrical field. Just so it was weird.
It was weird. And you know, I don't know of any recent UFO sightings here, but I know in the past this place has been a UFO hotspot. There's been some flaps here, and in fact, I remember, you know, a few years ago, the chief at the police department pulled me aside and said, you know, I've got a bunch of files from back in the day when there was a UFO flap going on here in Kachemak Bay.
Yeah.
So, you know, even though we didn't see what caused the sound, it certainly didn't sound like a drone or a bird or anything that we can identify.
Even a fast drone will make that high-pitched whining sound of propellers, and this was some kind of weird engine. Just
Yeah, there was no sound of propeller propulsion or like gas-fired engine propulsion.
Yeah.
It was just a humming, trilling sound, unearthly is the way I would put it. I'm not saying it was UFO, but it was nothing that I'd ever heard before. And I've certainly had a lot of large birds, eagles and ravens and stuff like that fly over my tent before while I was camping. And
yeah.
there's definitely a distinct sound that they make, and this was not it.
So I was excited to come out here with Beans, because of course he wrote a book on Port Chatham. And how many miles away are we from Port Chatham?
We are 34 miles away from Port Chatham right now. So definitely a lot of opportunity for strange things to happen. I thought of the squatchy kind, but apparently we've also got some otherworldly activity as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for following us along, guys. We'll keep you updated on our bear hunt, and please check out Chuke's channel, Chuke's Outdoors, and remember to like, share, and subscribe both our videos.
Thanks, guys.